Every day, people are judging you in ways you don't even notice. Not because they want to, but because human psychology is wired to pick up signals. Hidden behaviors that quietly communicate whether someone is strong, confident, or easy to push around. The truth is, most people don't lose respect because of big mistakes. They lose it through small, subtle things that send the message, this person doesn't believe in themselves. Today, we're going to expose the hidden behaviors that make you look weak without you ever realizing it. And once you understand them, you'll start moving differently, speaking differently, carrying yourself in a way that makes people pay attention. If you want more deep psychology breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe to PsychoX right now, because what you're about to learn can change the way the world sees you. One of the first hidden behaviors that drains your power is overexplaining. You think you're being polite, you think you're giving clarity, but what people actually hear is insecurity. For example, someone asks you why you can't go out tonight. You give a long, anxious explanation filled with unnecessary details. Strong people don't justify every little thing they state, their boundaries simply and confidently. When you talk too much to defend yourself, you're signaling that you're afraid of disappointing others. Most people will never admit this out loud, but the moment they sense that fear, they mentally place you below them. The fix is simple. Say what you need to say and stop talking. Silence is a power move. Another behavior that makes you look weak is constantly seeking reassurance. You ask questions like, "Is this okay? Do you think I did it right? Or are you sure you're not mad at me?" You might think you're being considerate, but it actually shows that you don't trust your own judgment. Confident people make decisions and stand behind them. They welcome feedback, but they don't beg for approval. When you constantly check whether everyone is comfortable, happy, or satisfied with you, you teach people that your emotional state depends on their opinion. And once they realize that, they can control you. Not always intentionally, but psychologically. The moment you give someone the power to validate you, you also give them the power to break you. Here's another subtle behavior that weakens your presence: nervous laughing. You know that awkward chuckle people add 2 sentences when they're uncomfortable? It's a nervous system response, a way of softening yourself so you don't seem threatening. But in real social dynamics, it signals the opposite. You seem unsure, self-conscious, and eager to be accepted. People unconsciously interpret it as a lack of inner grounding. If you want to look stronger instantly, stop laughing when nothing is funny. Let your words land with confidence, not apology. Another hidden weakness is apologizing when you did nothing wrong. People say sorry before asking a question, before taking up space, before sharing an opinion. These apologies aren't about regret, they're about fear. Fear of upsetting someone. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being liked. But when you apologize unnecessarily, you shrink yourself. You communicate that you believe you are an inconvenience, and people will treat you exactly that way. A strong person says "excuse me" if needed, or "thanks for your patience." They save sorry for moments when they genuinely made a mistake. There's a behavior most people never think about, but it instantly affects how others see your strength. Walking too fast or too slowly behind someone. When you walk significantly behind someone, it communicates submissiveness. When you rush to keep up or speed walk nervously, it communicates anxiety. Strong people walk at a steady pace. They take their time, but they don't drag. Their movement communicates intention. Something as small as the rhythm of your footsteps can shift how people perceive your confidence. Another powerful but subtle weakness is fidgeting. Playing with your fingers, bouncing your leg, touching your face, adjusting your clothes over and over. These tiny movements show anxiety. People read them as lack of control. Even if you feel nervous on the inside, keeping your body still gives the impression of internal calm. That's why confident people seem so present. They don't waste energy on restless movements. When your body is still, your mind appears stronger. One of the most damaging hidden behaviors is letting others interrupt you without addressing it. Every time someone cuts you off and you just stop talking, you're teaching the world that your words are optional. Confident people don't become aggressive, but they do hold their space. They say things like, "I'll finish my point in a second," or they simply continue talking with composure. When you allow interruption after interruption, people subconsciously mark you as someone whose voice doesn't carry weight. Part of strength is calmly reclaiming your place in the conversation. Another behavior that signals weakness is avoiding eye contact. You don't have to stare like a robot, but looking away too quickly or too often makes you appear uncertain, uncomfortable, or afraid. Humans are wired to read the eyes. When someone avoids eye contact, the brain interprets it as dishonesty or insecurity. Holding eye contact for a second longer, not too long, changes the entire dynamic. It shows that you're not afraid to be seen. Then there's the habit of saying, "I don't care," when you actually do. This one is incredibly common. People pretend not to care about disrespect, broken promises, or being overlooked because they think it makes them appear strong. But pretending not to care is actually a form of emotional weakness. It shows that you're scared of the confrontation needed to stand up for yourself. Real strength isn't indifference, it's addressing problems with calm, direct honesty. When you stay silent about things that matter to you, you're quietly telling the world that your feelings don't matter. Another hidden weakness is over-accommodating. You rearrange your schedule, your energy, your boundaries, just to keep everyone else comfortable. You think you're being helpful, but what people see is desperation. They see someone who's terrified of conflict. Someone who wants approval more than self-respect. The truth is, you can be kind without sacrificing yourself. You can be helpful without being a doormat. When you start valuing your time and energy, people will respect you more because they'll see that you respect yourself. There's also the behavior of asking for permission excessively. "Can I say something? Is it okay if I join? Do you mind if I sit here?" While being polite is important, constantly seeking permission makes you look like you're waiting for someone else to authorize your existence. Confident people assume they belong in the space they're in. They speak when they have something to contribute. They sit when there is space. They don't shrink themselves by acting like they're intruding on the world. Another subtle weakness is saying yes too quickly. When someone asks for a favor and you immediately agree without thinking, people sense that you're afraid to say no. And the moment they sense that fear, they will consciously or unconsciously take advantage of it. Strong people take a moment. They evaluate. They ask questions. They protect their bandwidth. Saying, "Let me check my schedule," is not rude. It's powerful. One of the most overlooked behaviors is lowering your energy when someone else is upset. If someone snaps at you, you shrink. If someone gets emotional, you instantly soften yourself to avoid conflict. But strong people don't absorb other people's moods. They don't let someone else's anger, irritation, or insecurity dictate their own energy. Losing composure makes you look weak because it shows you're emotionally reactive. Staying grounded, even when others are not, is one of the clearest signs of internal strength. Another subtle but deeply psychological behavior makes you look weak is treating everyone like they're above you. You speak differently to people with status. You become extra polite, overly careful, or scared to disagree. What you don't realize is that this imbalance exposes your insecurity. Strong people treat everyone the same. They don't pedestal people. They don't shrink around titles or fame. They maintain their identity regardless of who is standing in front of them. Finally, one of the biggest hidden behaviors that make you look weak is ignoring your own intuition. When something feels wrong, you talk yourself out of it. When someone disrespects you, you downplay it. When a situation bothers you, you pretend it doesn't. Ignoring your instincts is a form of self-betrayal. And nothing weakens you more than abandoning your inner voice. Confidence doesn't come from pretending to be. Strong it comes from trusting yourself enough to act on what you feel. These hidden behaviors matter because people don't see your intentions, they only see your patterns. Strength isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about presence, boundaries, and self-respect. And the good news is, all of these behaviors can be changed. You can train yourself to stop over-explaining, to stop apologizing, to stop seeking reassurance, and to stop shrinking who you are. The moment you do, something incredible happens. People start treating you differently. Opportunities open up. Relationships improve. And most importantly, you begin to feel stronger inside. If you found this breakdown powerful, and you want more psychology-based content that helps you understand people and yourself on a deeper level, make sure you subscribe to Psycho X right now. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and this channel is here to help you sharpen it.